Hello everyone, my name is Berdi, and today I'm gonna demonstrate the presentation that will explain my research paper. Topic of my research paper is the benefits of using translanguaging in teaching FL. Let's go with the contents. The contents of this presentation, there is purpose, significance, research questions, participants, research methods, literature review, result findings, and further researches. And in our next page, I will explain the purpose of this research paper. The purpose of this research paper is the study to identify the benefits of using translanguaging and describe the attitudes of SDO students recording the implementation of translanguaging in FL classroom. To explain simply, that the purpose of this study is to identify the benefits of using translanguaging in FL classrooms. On our next page, the significance. The significance of this study is that translanguaging keeps a dynamic conversation between teacher and student. The second, facilitating content to students in their appropriate language. It means that explaining the students the appropriate language for them. In this page, research questions. In the research questions, I've created two questions for the research. They are, first one, what are the benefits of the translanguaging to students? The second one, what are the future teachers' views on experience in utilizing translanguaging? In these research questions, I focused on both for teachers and for students. Participants. Participants of my research questions were Süleyman Demirel University students. Their faculty was Education and Humanity, 3rd and 4th grade senior students, 2 foreign language students, and the number of the students reached 26, both male and female students. Here is the literature review. I've mentioned here 3 articles that helped me to understand the benefits of using translanguaging in FL classrooms and helped me to deeply coherent the translanguaging. If there is someone who wants to write about the translanguaging, I recommend those people to read about these 3 articles, and they can start their research. Here is, I've created my own definition about translanguaging. Thus, translanguaging, the use of different languages together, can be a powerful tool for learning, but it can also be against the grain for language teachers who are used to supporting learners to master the intricacies of single language. Talking about the research methods, I've used mixed approach, both quantitative and qualitative approach. And I've created my questions via Google Forms, electronic questionnaire. I've created it by Google Forms because it's very comfortable and useful for students and for teachers or creator, because it automatically reveals the statistics of your findings or results that you have questioned or answered from someone, and it's very useful and it's very easy to use. Talking about the consent letter. Consent letter, before starting the questionnaire, I sent all of my members, all of the participants, the consent letter, and came to my mind some kind of idea that putting that consent letter in the questionnaire, because not all of the people spend their time for reading the consent letter. Consent letter includes 2 pages. That's why I put it in my questionnaire in order to give the opportunity to those participants who didn't read the consent letter. And I've created multiple choice question that will make sure that all of the participants participate in my research questionnaire validly. Talking about the limitations that, as we all know, that due to the COVID-19 pandemic, all schools, universities are closed, and I didn't take any experiment on my sphere. Research stages. In the research stages, I want to talk that I've read all previous literature and research studies related to translanguaging in FL classrooms. I have prepared questionnaire based on the data in the literature review, sent an e-questionnaire to students, collected data and analyzed the results, summed up all findings and useful information, prepared ideas for further research. And results and findings. According to the response of my participants, the majority of the students claimed that using translanguaging in FL classrooms is a very useful tool because it helps students to develop and improve their English language by using their mother tongue way. That my participants thought that not all of the students are able to speak or to translate the English language into their mother tongue. That's why translanguaging is a very effective and unchangeable tool for the students and for teachers. All of the things not translatable. That's why teachers have to use translanguaging while they are teaching. But implementation of translanguaging in FL class can improve the relationship between teacher and students and can help students to understand the content. Most of the students had positive attitudes toward the using translanguaging in the FL classrooms. And our presentation came to the last page. Now last page we will judge about our aims, limitations and recommendations. I'm not told that my main aims are achieved because the benefits of translanguaging have identified by me and by participants. 85% of my participants agree that using translanguaging in the FL classrooms is a very effective and important method. And limitations, talking about the limitation, because of the pandemic COVID-19 in the world, the researcher couldn't have an opportunity to experiment. And my recommendations to those who want to write about this field, to conduct an experiment which can support the results of this research, which can help them to identify the advantages and disadvantages. I think that is all, and thank you for your time. Stay healthy and positive. Bye!